Greetings, folks. Got some Vclt from my good friend in the frozen north of Canada, Greg the Egg, and he's sort of causing a lot of trouble at the moment. Apparently King Scott was so jealous of his quality record collection, he sent a hot air balloon over to Canada to see what he's got. It didn't get too far. Metal Theologian spotted it and shot it down somewhere near where he lives. Yeah, so that's sort of the impact our Greg is having on the VCLT at the moment. The records he's been showing just lately are eye-wateringly. Anyway, thanks a lot, mate. It's been an eventful year to say the least. Yeah, I'm just going to show this is a package. I've just been to the gym this morning in preparation for this video. Oh, I'm trying to lose the weight as well. Anyway, folks. Oh yeah, got an announcement on the end of the vid as well. Not an important one. I'm not becoming an influencer or anything like that. But if you would sponsor me, chocolate cake and Yorkshire tea. But the only thing I could influence people to do is in my younger days is probably how to drink about 20 pints or act like a slob in the pub. Come and see me. But yeah, without further ado, wow. And the first, oh yeah, the CD is one of my favourite German bands, the Accept, the final chapter. Awesome. It looks like it's got a few autographs at the back as well. Oh wow. Yeah. Wow. Absolutely awesome band. Came out in 1998 as well. Wow, my eyes must be getting better. I actually saw that. Oh, cheers. Welling up already. Next one, oh, one of my heroes, Michael Schenker. We'll get round to seeing him one day. You know what I mean, Greg? Yeah. And I'll tell you the story, Greg. I went to see, as you know, I went to see him last time, and also Doro was support. But unfortunately, with this COVID lark was a sort of in the height, and I was told not to go by the doctors, and they said give it a rest, don't even go there. And so that's why I had to pack it up, and that's why I had to pull out. But I went to see Michael Schenker. Don't get me wrong. But I wanted to see Doro. I've been a fan of hers since the very beginning. But one day I'll get to see him. It'll happen. Well, this is one of King Scott's. Primal. Yeah, No Life Till Records. The only guy in the planet who knows how to do a CD cover. See, a person like me can actually read it. You know, amazing guy. Oh, my favourite. I've wanted this all my life. Village People. Oh, it's got my favourite song on YMCA as well. Wow. Yeah. Whoopee. Thanks, Greg. Who does that remind you of, Greg? We won't sort out who the VCLT's who. But that looks like Metal Mickey. I'll say that anyway. Mickey's a mate of mine. Doesn't that look like Metal Mickey? Or that one? One of them two look like Metal Mickey. I'll leave it to your imagination to guess who. Oh, one of the best bands on the planet, Black Sabbath, local band, and it's a pity about Ozzy pulling out of his tour, but I had a feeling he would. Not just me either. But yeah, they're a local band to me. I walked past the fire station in Aston, and if you don't know it, it's an old-fashioned one. You can't miss it. It's got all these doors. They don't have them in the UK anymore. And it's where Ozzy was reputed to rehearse with Black Sabbath, and I think Ozzy made his first personal appearance there. And as I say, Black Sabbath's got a lot of history around here. They're local, I call them the local bands because them and Judas Priest are. But yeah, I used to walk past it all the time, and somebody told me it was really connected with Ozzy Osbourne. One of my favourite bands of all time. Well, sorry, I'll rephrase that. My favourite band of all time, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, Rolling Stones. I can't afford to go and see them, mind, but I have to have a chat with Mick and his people. My people will be in touch. There's Keith Richard. Yeah, well, arguably one of the greatest blues guitarists on the planet. Was he as good as Brian Jones? I'll let you talk that one out, but yeah, phenomenal. Definitely an icon. Oh, I just had a shock as well. Right, I've got a vinyl. Riot, one of the greatest rock bands of the 70s. Oh, I don't know which album is. It's what original lineup. Is it a live album, or it could be a? Yeah, it looks like the original lineup as well. But yeah, yeah, it's got to be 1977. Oh, cheers, Greg. I should give that a spin this afternoon and wake up the neighbours. And is it? No, that's it. Live Teenage Head. This is another band Greg he talks about on his channel, but phenomenal sort of punk, Green Day sort of punk band. They're, you know, some of these bands I think are a lot better in some ways, but yeah, it's Teenage Head. I think they're Canadian, but I love that sort of style of music. Oh, Pat Travers. I haven't got this one in the collection, and amazing cover. Also, I don't know whereabouts that in the world is, but I used to love these covers when I was a kid. I used to stare at them for hours, especially if there was a pretty lady on the front. But no, seriously, I don't know where that was filmed, but oh, it's just amazing. And that picture would have been pretty risky in them days. When was this album? 1978. I think she's removing hair from his chest or something. But take it from me, people, look at these covers. And in the late 70s, that was risque. Oh, cheers, Greg. Got some shirt action. Oh, wow. Oh, I've just seen the motif. The greatest motif on the planet, and the most recognisable. Designed by Andy Warhol. There's loads of versions of this, and I used to know them all, but I've forgotten now. But there's like, I think it must be about 7 or 8 different ones now. More t-shirt action. I think this is Sweet. This is another great band. I used to listen to this as a kid as well. Wow, that's the band I think it is. The Sweet. And when I was a kid in the 70s, that was a sort of, I don't know what sort of genre, because I hate all these genreising these bands, but the original Sweet was a big influence on me in the 70s, because we were travelling all over the country at the time, because our relatives lived down south in a place called Selsey in Sussex, and we lived in Lincolnshire. And it was in them days, no cars, never had power steering and all this, and it was a grueling drive down. And they always used to play this sort of stuff on the radio, the Sweet, and then the sort of bands back in the 70s. It's sort of when these singles were in #1 in the charts, and we used to have a lot of Slade, and this is why I became a metalhead. And this is sort of music I was listening to. It always reminds me of the music I was listening to between, say, 74 and 80. I couldn't afford to buy any of it, but I listened to it. It was the only access we had to it was on the radio, and a lot of you youngsters won't know what I'm talking about, but with all this internet stuff and digital now and streaming and stuff, but yeah, just amazing. Oh, Led Zeppelin, another local band. Well, half of them were. I'm welling up here. Cheers, Greg, man. Half of them were local, half of them were from London. Led Zeppelin, greatest band on the planet. I wouldn't say one of the greatest. We have to do a video, me and you, Greg. Who's the greatest, Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin? It will probably be the longest Vclt or VC video in history. Time you argue that one out. If you've got opinion who's the best, stick it down below. Who do you prefer, Zeppelin or Purple? I've got a poster. The roll. Oh, I should have that framed. But my favourite song of all time. Yeah. I shall definitely frame that and put this in the middle of that. It's my favourite Rolling Stones songs, one of my most favourite rock songs ever. I shan't tell you what it means, but people get the meaning of it wrong. They think it was something to do with voodoo and that. It wasn't. But to me, it's one of my favourite Rolling Stones song, and it's just phenomenal. And it's just perfection. You can't get better, in my opinion, humble opinion anyway. Oh, thanks, Greg. I'm welling up here, mate. Really welling up. Right, got a bit of an announcement. I don't know if you noticed, but in the UK we're a bit stuck at the moment because everywhere's gone on strike. I'm not arguing because I support most people's strikes. If I want to go on strike, it's everybody's democratic right to go on strike for better pay. Good luck to them, is my opinion. But the problem we're having, I can't go anywhere because of the train strike. And I can't even go and visit my auntie or anything like that. And I intended to do some record, go out and take you with me and go to a record store I go to in Reading, because it's the only place I know is where I get good quality heavy metal stuff that I haven't got. I've got most of the common stuff, it's just the obscure stuff I like, and I've got a good chance of picking it up. And it ain't going to happen. I just can't trust our train service. So I can't do it, and I've got no record stores local, and I don't buy many CDs off the internet anymore, because again I've got most of the stuff I want, and again it's the postal strike. When it happened 3 or 4 weeks ago, we don't know whether we're going to get them or not. But I have got other interests. I collect comic books, and I also do the football cards. I'm into the football. So what I shall be doing is I shall be putting all the music videos up, with music, so you'll know it's a music video, and doing stuff about comic books and stuff like that. And I shall put them up as comic books, so you'll know. If you don't watch them, fine. But I'm going to change the content of this channel a bit more. It's just been a bit funny in the last 6 or 7 months in the UK. As I say, I rely on the trains, and unfortunately, with them, they're on strike. They was on strike this week. Certain unions have walked out. I just can't, get the records anymore, and I don't like buying too many online because I've got most of the stuff, and I may take a chance on something I haven't got, but there it is. So anyway, folks, if you get to see new content coming up and you want to watch it, please do. But it's not going to be my normal fare. I might talk about a favourite book I'm reading or something like that, and it's not going about about my normal fare. If you want to watch it, jump aboard. Anyway, a big thanks to everybody, and spread the love and peace, and take care. Have fun, and bye. See you next time.